Welcome to a guide on how to use task runners with Google Cloud Run. Task runners are a great way to access remote compute environments on demand, so you don't have to spend lots of money keeping environments up and running all the time and then only using them once in a while. That's where task runners comes in very helpful, and this guide is going to show you how to set that up using Google Cloud Run. We have a similar guide on how to do this with Google Batch, but this time we're going to show you how to set it up on Google Cloud Run that's going to run this on a compute engine VM. Let's jump right in. First things first, in Google Cloud, we're going to need to create a new project. And then once we've done that, we'll need to select it to make sure that we're in it. As you can see here, I'm inside a Kestra sandbox, but if you haven't got a project, make sure to go in here and press new project and give it a name. Once we've done that and we're happy that we're inside of our project, we're going to need to go to API so we can enable the Google Cloud Run admin API so Kestra can talk to GCP. Once I've gone to APIs and clicked on library, we can then search for the Cloud Run admin API. Here we can see it at the top. If I click on that, I can then press the enabled button here and that will turn it on. Now that this is enabled, we can click on credentials at the side here and create a service account that we can use to be able to access this. We want to be able to click on manage service accounts and then create a new service account. And in here, we can just give it something simple like Kestra Cloud Run demo. Next, we need to give it roles so it can do all the things we need it to do. First things first is we're going to give it the Cloud Run developer role. Then we'll give it the logs viewer role so it can see the logs. Then we need to give it the storage admin role so it can access our buckets for storing files that it might use. Now we've done this, we can press continue and then we can press save. Now that we've created our service account, we can actually see it here under Kestra-Cloud Run-demo, but we do need to give our compute engine default service account to have access so that we can then use our Cloud Run service account to then deploy compute resources using the other service account. So let's copy the name of it here, go onto it and click on permissions. And in here, we'll be given the option to grant access via principals. So here I can then add that in here and give it the service account admin role, or in this case, I'm just going to give it the owner role. I can press save there. And now we are all set up here. Now going back to the service account we just made, the Cloud Run one, we can then click on keys, and in here we can create a brand new key that we can put inside a Kestra. We need this to be a JSON type, and then this will then download a key to our computer that we can put inside a Kestra in just a minute. The last thing we need to do is now create a bucket. So what we're going to do is search for buckets, and in here we can create a new bucket and we can name this whatever we like. I'm just going to call it Kestra Cloud Run Demo. Once we've done that and press continue, we need to select the region. I'd recommend setting it to the same region you're planning to use. I'm going to set this to be EU West 2, Europe West 2, and then I can press continue. Now I've done that, I can leave everything else as default, and then I can press create. Now that we've done that, we're ready to jump into Kestra and get things set up. Inside of Kestra, I've got this example flow here that's going to simply just run a shell script that just runs the command hello world. Now to do this, we're going to need our project ID, region, and service account. So to get our project ID, we can go back to Kestra and copy that, and we can paste it in here as a variable. Region we can leave the same at Europe West 2 as that's the one we plan to use. And then all we need to do is now get that service account and add it as a secret. Now, because we're using the Enterprise Edition, we can go to namespaces, and inside of our company.team namespace that we're using, and we can see our flow is just there, we can go to secret and add a new secret directly inside of Kestra. Here, I'm going to call it Google SA Demo, and I can simply just paste my service account in there and press save. Now, if I go back to our flow, I'll be able to execute this and see this happen in real time. And as we can see, it's executing our flow. Now, if we go and search for Cloud Run, we can actually see this running as a job. And here we can see that our task is successfully being created. And we can see in the logs under trace that it's being created using our service account. As we can see here, it's now successfully run the hello world command, and we can see in here that the task was successful. Here I've got a flow that is going to use our Google Cloud bucket that we created earlier. And this is because we have an input file that we want to upload as part of our shell script, and then we want to manipulate it by creating a copy of it in the task runner. Now, in order to do that, I've added our bucket as a variable here that I'm then able to add to the task runner as an expression. And then I am able to then access that file inside of the shell command using the working directory expression. Now let's execute this and see this run in action. I have a file all ready to go here that we can add, and we can see it execute in front of us. As we can see here, it's created the job inside a Google Cloud Run, and we can actually click on it to see it working, and we can also see it's happening inside of Kestra. And as we can see, it was successful, and we can see in here as well that inside of the Google Cloud Run logs that it was also successful. Hopefully you found that guide useful and you're going to start using Google Cloud Run task runners in your workflows. If you have any questions or any thoughts, let us know in the comments below or join our Slack community where you can chat with us there.